Hey, so I'm gonna let y'all in on a little crackpot theory that came to mind this week. Definitely not because the Defentra deep dive is gonna take a while, so I still want to put something up while I work on it. And this theory has everything to do with participant IDs. Participant IDs, for those that aren't aware, are a fixed value assigned to each character's elation skill. When an AHA instant occurs, elation skills are activated in ascending order, starting with the lowest participant ID and working their way up to the highest. In cases of ties, which is only possible via Currency War's elation skill at the moment, elation skills occur from left to right in the character roster. The lowest participant ID is Yao Guang's, which makes sense since her elation skill inflicts vulnerability on all enemies, so naturally you want it to go first. So, since participant IDs are fixed and can't be changed, why should we care? Well, the boring answer is because it directly affects Evanesia, due to the fact that she can't steal certified banger from teammates with higher elation skill participant IDs. At the moment, this only includes the elation bond skills from Currency Wars, and of course, Silverwolf level 999, who really does not want her banger stolen from any Sly Fox girls. More excitingly though, if you're a betting man, and I bet you probably are since you're a gacha player, we can use participant IDs to try and predict the framework of Elation's future. Now of course, playing Future Star Rail is never guaranteed, but let's indulge ourselves for a second, shall we? Based on our current roster, we can see that lower participant IDs are ideal for supports, and higher participant IDs are better for hypercarries. Additionally, so far we have only had participant IDs represented as whole numbers, and each elation skill has been designated with a unique participant ID. Heck, even Sparksy's Currency Wars elation skill has its own ID. This then brings us to two very interesting ID gaps: the 3-spot gap between Yao Guang and EMC, and the 2-spot gap between Evanesia and the Pure Fiction AHA Instant Box? Starting with the gap between Yao and Elation MC, it is quite curious that Elation MC's elation skill also inflicts vulnerability on all enemies, and yet there is still a deliberate gap between the two, for up to 3 new elation skills. This means that at most we are likely due for 3 additional elation supports, the reason I say at most being that they could pull a Sparksy and reduce this number by having an elation character possess multiple different elation skills. However, if you're looking for Silverwolf DLC, might I direct you instead to that suspiciously shaped 2-spot gap between Evanesia and the endgame AHA instant attack? Remember that Eva really dislikes elation skills with participant IDs higher than hers, while Silverwolf 999 cares nothing for Eva's selfish mechanics in general. As such, being our 2 anniversary DPSs, you're generally encouraged to pick one or the other. And what better way would there be to further this Civil War agenda than to make an exclusive support to Silverwolf, with a low enough ID to boost AHA's unboxing surprise, but a high enough one to prevent Eva from seeing any of the benefits. After all, with there being no gap between Sparksy and Evanesia, it feels almost ominous to leave these 2 spots open. Almost as if they already have an idea for an elation unit that wants to fit in here. And with our mythical elation sustain still nowhere to be seen in the future, Now of course they could just go the generalist route and have the sustain fit in the Yao EMC gap, or possibly even before Yao Guang herself. Even crazier yet, they could just introduce an elation skill with an ID identical to someone else's, opening the door to being able to swap the order of elation skills. After all, Currency Wars has proven that tied ID elation skills exist, and that there is a logic to their order. And we did get this exact mechanic during the Try Not to Laugh challenge way before elation was even a thing, with the event itself seemingly being a way to test out elation's mechanics. Heck, they could introduce decimal participant IDs or even negative participant IDs. If they can set Alpha Wolves to 999 for the funny, what's preventing them from making someone else's participant ID like Pi or something equally irrational? But my hypothesis remains, until any one of those 5 suspiciously narrow slots are filled, or the rules are completely turned in on their head, anything is fair game. Just to throw my hat into the ring though, I'm gonna guess that the elation sustain is gonna be in the Yao EMC ID group, since Sparksy as the only attack scaling elation DPS needs it the most by far. They'll be probably universal for every Elation team as a result, likely with some sort of zero max energy clause that RNC has to make sure Superwolf doesn't miss out on any energy battery they might provide. This opens up the door for one or maybe even two exclusive Elation supports for Superwolf in the later EVA AHA ID group. And let's be real, unless Hoya wants to pull a DOT and limit Vertical Silverwolf 999 investment to her, Yao's, and Sparksy's Eidolons, I don't think we're sticking with these two supports who've struggled to fully satisfy her E2's 240 hidden MMR requirement without equally obscene investment on their end. Especially since Sparksy, kinda like Anaxa, is still a perfectly fine DPS on her own. What do you think though? Send over your wish power through expressing your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time.